Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Hi, how are you? I hope everyone's having a good day. I think it's Tuesday. Feels like some of you might have a stress headache. Oh my gosh. Well, I hope that the cosplay turns out well and that you have fun. Thank you for sharing the live. Wait, nailed what? Oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. I'm sure it's gonna turn out great. Oh, the stress headache. Yeah, I'm feeling it right up in the temple. Some of you really need to drink water. Take some time to relax. Today's focus is around self-love and self-worth. So that's gonna be the focus of today. Thank you for consenting. I'm glad you felt good. Janine, I'm just gonna remind you though, I do go by he, they pronouns. I am trans mask. Thank you, I appreciate it. Your heart's been full of emotions. I hope this helps you move through them. Definitely get water. Water is extremely important. Welcome in, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great day. We're gonna go ahead and add in some rose quartz. Thank you for consenting. Is Sparky a dog or a cat or another kind of animal? Just genuinely curious. Hi Mars, how are you? Wow, this is hitting in like 3 different chakra spaces. I'm feeling it in the throat, the heart, and the sacral. Though for some of you, it might also be hitting you in the solar plexus, funny enough. So basically, I'm feeling it everywhere but the root and the crown. Welcome in, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. I'm going to go ahead and add in some Amazonite for soothing the heart space. Thank you for the tiny diny. Welcome back, Terry. Feels a bit of like a tightness in the chest. Make sure you're taking deep breaths if you're feeling any kind of pinching and or pressure. Hi Sam, welcome in. I apologize for my dogs. Oh no. Definitely make sure you're taking care of yourself. It's true. They can be a bit surprising though for some people when they're not expecting the barking. Sparky's a cat. I love that. Well, you know, Reiki healing can make you cleanse in certain ways that are kind of strange. Your anxiety is high, oh no. Thank you for accepting the Reiki. Definitely take deep breaths, you're safe here. Thank you guys for all the likes and the shares. Definitely in June. But the chakra that rules over the stomach is the solar plexus. So when you're working on self-confidence, you're also working on stomach issues. It's really weird. It definitely makes me laugh a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and drink some of my tea after I stir it. Yes, I have a best dad ever mug. Yes, I can. Hi. Thank you for following, Mars. That makes sense, DC. Oh no. Sarah, we actually just went into Venus retrograde, so there's going to be a lot of like emotional issues, but also relationship issues coming up, coming forward. Thank you for following. Hi Jim, welcome in. Good to see everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful night. That's valid, Sarah. Anxiety can affect different people in different ways too. Mine makes me nauseated. And as you can guess, I have an anxiety disorder and I have CPTSD, so I'm pretty much almost always nauseated. And then there's other stomach issues. Thank you for consenting to the healing. I'm going to go ahead and add in some blue calcite for alleviating stress and anxiety. For some of you, I think this is going to start getting a little bit cold because we're also going to add an ocean elemental. So if you get cold shivers or you start feeling a little chilly, don't be too surprised. Oh no. Take deep breaths. You are safe here. Your feet are already cold. Oh, no. I really need to get some copper. It has like the opposite effect of this, so it's really good at heating up the body. Carnelian is too, but I think copper is a little bit more effective at that. I'm going to remind you guys to stretch out a little bit, especially if you're feeling tension in your shoulders. Oh wow. Did I miss something? No, it doesn't look like I did. Okay. am glad your AC is working. We're going to go ahead and use some Celestite. It's also good for alleviating stress and anxiety, but it's also good for raising your vibration and for helping with communication. Make sure you guys are speaking kindly to and about yourselves. I know it takes a lot of work, but whenever you have a challenging and/or negative thought, make sure that you are challenging those thoughts and telling yourself why they are not true. Thank you for following. We're going to be working all over, Sophia. The reason we do all over work when it comes to self-love and self-worth is because we have trapped emotions within the body, and we need to be able to accept ourselves for the whole entire being, not just one piece. So we will be doing some heart work for sure, but we are going to be mostly working pretty much everywhere, including the auric field tonight. So you're probably going to feel it all over the place. And to you, Jim, I hope you end up feeling better. I know you said work was stressful, or at the very least tiring. Of course. Thank you. Sophia, I was saying that we're going to be working in the entire body tonight. No, definitely not doing the AI thing. I have massive social anxiety when it comes to making a fool of myself, so no judgment to the people who do it, of course. I just think that I would cry if I tried to do anything like that. I actually give those people kudos for being able to do things like that. Like I said, though, I'm pretty sure I would cry. Terry. I just kind of scroll. I'm like, okay. I got really confused for a while there. I mean, if it works for people, it works. I couldn't. It's just not for me. It's okay. We're gonna go ahead and switch to something a little stronger for the throat today. We're gonna use sodalite. At some point, I really need to get some lapis. Hi Kai, good to see you. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a bit. For some of you, this is going to hit you in the sinuses. Make sure you are taking deep breaths. I do have moldavite, actually. It's in my necklace here. Terry, yes. I'm not going to go into detail, but it's very interesting. Yep, I did it once because I was like, what are they doing? Like confused to see if they were actually doing it, and then they were, and it was on my For You page for a while. If you just if you hold down on the screen, it gives you the option of putting not interested, and then it can get rid of things that are like it. Yeah, the For You pages are very interesting lately. They also changed the editing for videos again. Hi Max, welcome in. Thank you for following, Mickey. Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you, Max? I'm glad you find this relaxing. Ooh, we just got a burst of anxiety in the chat, so let's go ahead and use Lepidolite. I'm glad you're doing all right. You're doing all right? That's good. Mickey, if you're meaning you don't know what we're doing, we're working on Reiki healing at the moment. Oh, you're talking about the NPC stuff? Yeah, no, I have no idea. I'm just like, okay, you guys have fun. And you know, if they're having fun, then that's what they should be doing. No, you're good, you're good. Thank you, Gemini. I do that all the time, Mickey. My text messages get so mixed up sometimes. They'll just like, on occasion too, they'll send out an order. You love Reiki, I'm glad. Thank you for sharing. Please make sure everyone is drinking water and or some kind of hydrating fluid. I know for some of you drinking Gatorade and things like that would probably be easier. Just make sure you're drinking lots of liquids. If you're drinking adult juice, make sure you are also making sure you're more hydrated because that dehydrates you. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to just Reiki for a minute. Thank you, Andrew. No, I'm drinking tea. I'm drinking Into the Dreamtime tea. It's by a local metaphysical store. They have an entire apothecary, and they do custom teas and stuff like that too. It has a lot of really good herbs in it. Looks like we're going to be working in the solar plexus for a little bit, so you might feel a little bit of pressure like right about here. They want us to go ahead and go and use some sunstone now. Wait, I said what weird? Welcome in. Oh, the pressure. Yeah, that makes sense. Take deep breaths. You probably noticed at the same time I did, Terry. I felt it like drop down. It almost feels like the stomach is wanting to fall. So we're working through some pressure in the lower abdomen, basically. And then also for self-confidence. I'm glad you feel comfortable with my videos. It might be for some people. Oh, I love this combo. They want us to use sunstone and moonstone, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the moonstone. Take deep breaths if you're feeling any pressure in the chest. It really is balancing. Your cat is purring. I love that. Princess actually laid on my chest yesterday, which she never does. I was very confused. Not complaining, obviously. I love it when my cat actually gives me attention. Normally she gets really mad. I love her though. Gotta love cats. Congratulations, Mickey. Citrine is a great crystal. This might bring up some uncomfortable emotions for you guys. I want to let you know, if you feel like crying, you are safe to do so. Crying is healing. It is healthy. It is important to let go of the emotions that come forward, and you are safe here. You have a citrine tower, I love that. What is she doing? Kai. It's understandable, love. Especially in your hard situation. We're going to go ahead and use Vivianite and Lumerian Quartz, both in the heart space, though apparently some of you might feel it in the third eye and in the throat. I'm so sorry. I now feel like I am on fire because it is very toasty. I'm gonna be on until about 7:30 to 8, probably more like 7:40. And it's 6:41 now. Sometimes when the universe and your spirit team want you to rest, they will make you sick. Fun fact for you. They're like, bad rest. See you soon. I'm going to go ahead and switch from Lemurian Quartz to Auralite 23. We're going to switch from Vivianite over to an oyster shell with barnacle for the heart space. Oyster shell with barnacle is really good for assisting in grief healing, for letting go of past pains. I'm glad, Tora. Good to see you. For some of you, this is hitting you straight in the third eye. If you feel light pressure right here, don't be too surprised. Okay. I'm so sorry, love. Take deep breaths. Take it one step at a time. And remind yourself that you don't deserve that kind of treatment. Not from yourself, and certainly not from others. Be kind to yourself the best you can. Try to find methods to distract yourself whenever you're having those kinds of thoughts. And just remind yourself exactly what they are every time you have one of those thoughts. Put a name to it, immediately say and remind yourself that it's just an intrusive thought and it will pass, and just let it go. Sometimes we try to force it away rather than just acknowledging what it is. The more you fight those kinds of thoughts, the more you argue, or like you just try to push them back, the louder they can sometimes be. So I found that the easiest method is to say what it is, and then let it go, the best you can. Just remind yourself what it is. We're going to go ahead and use some smoky quartz for dealing with negative thoughts and feelings. It's also good for lifting anxiety and depression. Not as far as I'm aware. I think the easiest process of using crystals in general is usually through meditation. Energy healing obviously is a good one too, but otherwise I would say it's easiest to focus on meditation with your crystals, and then just you can keep them on your person. If you're using it for a specific intention, just make sure you're telling the crystals what you want it to do. Yeah. There might be other purposes, of course, but I'm just uncertain, to be honest. Well, we haven't used this one in a while, you guys, but apparently we're adding in my clear quartz. It's going to be awkward using it with my left hand. Some of you might get the urge to swallow, or you might feel some sinus pressure relief. Coughing, yeah. the throat clearing. We were dealing with a massive throat block. It's still not completely fixed just yet, so we will be working more in there. We're going to add an iolite for clarity. We're doing a lot of heart healing tonight as well. Feeling pressure in the chest actually is a sign that you are releasing grief in this case and heartache. For some of you, you're specifically releasing self-deprecation. So I actually started witchcraft after I you feel like vomiting. Oh no, take some deep breaths. Let's go ahead and add in some yellow jasper for nausea, if I can grab it. That is a form of release, but I got into witchcraft and my path a couple of years ago. I think it was 4 years ago. With the intention of wanting assistance further in my healing journey. I was already in therapy, and I had just gotten out of a 5-year-long abusive relationship. It was very unhealthy, and I've gone through a lot in my lifetime, probably too much, and it would be very triggering for a lot of people if I went into it, so I'm not going to. But I have overcome a lot, and I am still healing from a lot of it. I have CPTSD, MDD, generalized anxiety disorder, autism, and ADHD, and I have been diagnosed with all of these things, including OCD. So long story short, I was looking for healing, and I found a good path in my witchcraft journey, and then I became pagan. And through being pagan, I also ended up learning about energy work and a bunch of other different things. And from there, I ended up branching into energy healing because, again, I was already on the healer's path. I was doing mostly spell work for self-love, self-confidence, just kind of any kind of healing that I could find. I was focusing on that. Nightmare prevention, trauma healing, self-confidence, self-worth, self-value, things like that. Max, see, I knew we were meant to find each other. But after that, I ended up finding Reiki by chance one day on this app, and then I ended up looking into it more thoroughly, and I happened to find a class that was actually on sale at the time, and I ended up taking it, and then I was certified in Reiki last year, towards the end of the year. I can't quite remember what month it was. And then I started this account like the next day after I got certified as a master. And here we are. It takes a long time. Thank you for following. You should do it then. If you feel drawn to Reiki, if you feel drawn to learning it, then you should definitely learn it. It's extremely helpful. We're going to go ahead and switch from yellow jasper back to sunstone, and then we are going to also use black kyanite for releasing negative cords at this time. Definitely cry if you feel the need to, love. Crying is healing. Crying is healthy. And you should, Sophia. Thank you, Datura. It's going to be a very long healing journey for me, though, unfortunately. 26-something years of different kinds of trauma and abuse definitely takes a long time. how long was the class? That depends on the teacher. Mine is very much an independent study. You get attuned by the actual Reiki master and everything, but the course is laid out in a way that you can do it at your own time and own pace. Though they do recommend that after you get the Reiki 2 attunement, that you also spend 6 months before you get the master's. So, Max, I'm sorry that you relate to it. Yes, Nicole is amazing. 40 years of trauma. Oh no, Sarah. Take it one step at a time, love. Healing takes a lot of time, a lot of work, but I'm proud of you. This is my full-time job. Hi Laura, how are you? I also do readings for people. I am also a medium, so I do offer readings on my Etsy, link in bio, but also I do readings on live every Wednesdays and Saturdays, but I do not do mediumship meetings through the live because I have to be prepared for that. Sometimes I do end up interacting with non-physical beings and or deceased loved ones, ancestors, etc. on live, though that's not uncommon because I do still connect to your spirit guides, but I prefer to be veiling and everything else like that when I'm doing those sessions. So oh, always go back to learn more. Always. I've been attuned in 5 different types of Reiki. I only really use 4, but I'm attuned in 5 of them. I mainly only tell you guys about the normal Western Reiki that I did learn from Melissa Crowhurst. Kim, there's a lot of different ways. Communication, you can do talking, you can activate your clair abilities and communicate depending on which clair you end up activating. You can, and a lot of people are going to tell you, and you're going to hear it quite often, that you don't have access to all the clairs. That's just not true. Every person is a psychic, every person has access to all of the clairs. It just depends on how much work and effort you're willing to put into all of them. So you can learn all of it. But you can do that kind of thing, or you can do meditations, you can do guided meditations if that's easier. You can also do ask for dream messages, ask for signs from them, speak with them on a regular basis. You can do a candle where you just talk to your spirit team, things like that. I basically, so when I started my journey, I was meditating pretty much every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. I was doing a lot of work, a lot of patience. I was taking it very quickly. I did not really take breaks. My entire life very quickly was consumed by spirituality and my craft. I'm not even kidding when I say I was living, breathing, and just everything with my craft entirely. And most people don't have time for that, but I didn't actually have any friends at the beginning of my journey. I didn't have any friends. I had lost pretty much everybody because of that toxic relationship that I had been in, and then I left that relationship and I was back in another abusive household, so I was pretty much completely left alone to my own devices. So I had a lot of free time, and then I started working, and I was still, vast majority of the time, spent my time just practicing my spirituality, practicing meditation, doing the healing work, doing the shadow work, journaling, trauma healing, therapy, just a lot of different work. Meditation, listening to the binaural beats, practicing with crystals, all of these different things, spell work, you name it, I was doing it. A lot of effort went into it very quickly, and thankfully with me activating my third eye and opening it wasn't actually all that difficult. It happened pretty quickly, I would say within like a month of trying when it came to the third eye, which means that for me it probably was never completely actually closed, but I probably didn't know how to use it, or I was ignoring it, which I did not know how to trust my intuition though, for the record. So I was kind of not great at it at first, but you know, practice makes permanent. Sometimes I still struggle with that, but no one's perfect. But yeah, it takes a lot of work. I was doing a lot at that time. Oh my goodness. And the deities that I work with and that I interact with, they've certainly helped me as well as the angels. Yeah, I've received a lot of support, thankfully. It can be really hard to learn, Max, and I'm going to give you the biggest and easiest tip, but it's also the hardest one for me. The easiest way for you to trust your intuition is by starting to have more fun in your life. Through the enthusiasm and the joy and the positive feelings, you're actually opening up your awareness more for you to be able to better be receptive to your intuition and to feel changes and shifts in your feelings, emotions, and in your body. So literally the best way to trust your intuition is through being happy. Yeah, it takes a lot of work. So just do what makes you feel happy. Whatever makes you feel good, do it. Oh no. I'm sorry, Gemini. Oh, Terry, that's adorable. That's usually how it goes, too. Getting swept up in the chaos is certainly normal. Sometimes you just have to, like, act like you're on a surfboard and the waves might be going and going and going, but if you're still standing, even if you're sitting on the board, you're still doing it. And even if you fall in, you can get back up. It's gonna be okay. And don't forget, if you ever feel like you're falling beneath the surface of the water, always ask for help. There's no shame in asking for help. Hi! I hope you're doing well. Eileen, I love your name. Oh dear, we're not actually doing readings right now. We're just doing Reiki healing. But I hope you're having a good day. I haven't seen the name Eileen in a very long time. I really love that name. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Asking for help is really difficult. Yeah, it's just a very uncommon name nowadays. No, I really love it. Always ask for help if you can. It can be really difficult. I struggle with it myself too. When we're young and we are neglected, we end up learning that our needs will not be met by another person, and so we end up having to rely on only ourselves during those time periods. And in doing so, we learn unhealthy coping mechanisms. We end up not allowing ourselves to feel vulnerable with others. It makes it really difficult for us to trust. Yes, true cat. Yes, we are using sunstone, and then we're using black kyanite. Of course, Chuckleberry. For those of you who are not aware, my specialty in Reiki healing is trauma healing, self-love, self-worth, self-confidence, self-forgiveness, and inner child healing. More or less, is trauma healing. Of course, I can help with other things too. We do a lot of releasing fear and anxiety here. Exactly, Diane. A lot of people struggle with it. I do as well. I'm glad you found us. It is removing negative cords and negative feelings. Basically all throughout the body at this moment. So you could be feeling these cords going anywhere. Even for some of you in the shoulder blades, which is kind of strange. Unexpected, but not too unexpected. Kai, make sure when you are saying things about that, where you're using the affirmations and the phrasing of I have anxiety, or no, rather than saying I have, you even say I feel anxious, rather than saying I am or I have, because your anxiety is not you. You might have issues with anxiety, but it is not who you are. Words have power. That's why I recommend saying the different phrasing. It's not weird at all, Diane. We're clearing out a lot. I don't know if I can... Well, I've done this before, so I probably can. Give me one moment while I am trying to find it. Alright, I am going to be using one hand from this, but... Yes, hydrate everyone. I do actually have a Patreon if you guys are interested in learning more about witchcraft, spirituality, paganism, crystals, anything like that. It's just basically going to go over pretty much everything. I haven't been posting in a little bit because there's no subscribers on there, but I will also be doing that. I am also working on a book at the moment, but it is not done. Yeah, I don't talk about it too much, and I really need to. Terry was getting on me about that the other day. They were like, you don't talk about it enough, and I'm like, you're right. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the satin spark because it's a little hard to use 2 crystals with this thing. That's a good question. It's in the link in bio. Yeah, and if you have any questions, I can make posts. I will be posting quite a bit on there when I get people who actually want the information on there, so. It's only 1 tier right now. So it's just going to be all that information in basically one area. And then I'm working on a book at the moment. I'm on chapter 6 of 14. It's basically a beginner guide to how to make your own spells, because we don't ever, in witchcraft, for those of you who are actually interested in it, most books are going to teach you how the person does it rather than how to think for yourself and how to do it for yourself, which, if you're neurodivergent and you don't know how to do your own spell work and you don't know how to do any of that yet, it can be really difficult to figure that out. It took me a while. I'm glad your summer semester is almost over. You're almost there? Exactly. There's a lot of different ways to do a money spell, Nikki. Yeah, I'm writing a book on how to make your own spells. It's going to have examples of other ones too, so of actual already made spells, but it's going to mostly go over how to... There's a lot to it, actually. Like I said, I'm on chapter 6 of... Maybe I'm on chapter 7 now, because I ended up extending one of the topics to 2. But of like 14, yeah. Yeah, I can answer questions in Patreon for sure. And if you have any specific questions and you want to ask on here and I can answer it, then I will. That makes sense. I'm sorry that you are dealing with that though. Any kind of diagnosis when it comes to either mental illness or neurodivergency can be really difficult. Oh my goodness, hiccup. I'm gonna go ahead and use my sad boy, aka my Macabre Jasper. He's one of my favorite crystals, by the way. He is great for balancing the mind, body, and spirit. Oh, I can definitely believe that. He is super cute. Look at him. He looks like he's crying. He's adorable. Hi, Mia. How are you? I feel like he needs to stay in the lower space at the moment. Yes, it really is. It is Oh, Sarah. It is very common for neurotypical people to either be slow at processing or having learning disabilities and or issues. It is very common. I'm sorry you're feeling sad. Yes, some people also learn faster. And just in different ways. Oh, Diane. I hope you're feeling better now, though. Also, I apologize if that fruit fly ends up landing on the screen. Yes, Sarah, it is. It's a form of releasing the negative emotions and pain. Laura, that could be a lot of different things, but I think heart palpitations usually just a sign of medical issues, but it could also be grief showing up in a weird way, and anxiety as well. There is, yes. Cassie, I actually did a Reiki session with a friend of mine the other day. I think it might have been the day before yesterday, where our session was focused on grief. And if you want a one-on-one session with me, you can go onto the Etsy and book with me, and we do work with your schedule, of course, but I have specific time frames. So in the evening, the only days I can do are going to be Thursdays and Sundays. Otherwise, towards the morning is going to be Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And sometimes I can do Saturdays, but that really just depends. And I do go for 1 per minute, so it is 15 for 15, 30 for 30, and 60 for 60. Diane, hopefully a good gift. Oh, I'm sorry for your loss, love. That's not easy. Exactly. Of course. And no, I'm happy to help you if you need it. Take it one step at a time. Grief is really hard, and moving forward from that kind of heartache and heartbreak is really difficult. One point in my life in the future, I do want to open my own metaphysical store, and depending on the state that I end up living in when I do open it, I might actually have a Reiki business attached to it. It really just depends. I will probably have to get a massage license in order to be able to practice Reiki in person. It really depends on the state. You're stressed and the memories get louder when you're stressed. That makes sense. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. Hi, Whisper. Also, I apologize if I'm missing any comments. The comments moved by pretty quickly. Everyone make sure you are taking some deep breaths. I'm going to go ahead and add back in the rose quartz. And we're going to switch from the jasper to kunzite. Some of you might feel a little ungrounded from this. You might feel a little bit floaty. Take some deep breaths. Diane, yeah, that makes sense. Terry. Oh my goodness. Terry, it's really funny when I hop into people's lives and they keep forgetting that my name is Ricky, so they'll read the username, but they'll just call me Reiki on accident, and other Reiki healers will do it too, and it's really funny for me, but yeah. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's really difficult. Take it one step at a time, love. Make sure you're practicing self-care. I mean, you're here, so you're getting self-love and like self-love, intention, and self-worth. So technically you are, but make sure you're also taking care of your body, taking care of your health. Breathe. Eat something nice. Cry it out if you need to. Whisper, I had the urge to pat you on the head and say good girl because you decided to hug someone instead of saying that you were biting them. I thought it was funny. Are you doing okay? 100%. Yes, dealing with other people's trauma adds to your own trauma, especially when you're not healed yet and you don't know how to protect your own energy. Black tourmaline is a great crystal for people who are empaths or who have a lot of trauma and are still learning to not allow their other people's energies to affect them. So I highly recommend wearing either black tourmaline jewelry or holding them and carry it around with you. I do recommend also working on separating your energy from others as much as you can. Mia, you can address them by writing them down on paper. You can write them out on paper and then vent it out, express it to someone, talk about it, and just let it go completely. Just be really patient with yourself and try your best to get it out in a safe way. Therapy is a great way of doing this. Just know that you don't have to live up to anyone else's expectations, and you shouldn't have too high expectations for yourself either. If you wouldn't expect something from another person, then you should not expect it from yourself. You're not Atlas. You don't have to carry the weight of the sky on your shoulders. Hi! We are focusing on self-loving intention and self-worth. Some of you are going to be feeling this in your heart. I am focusing on the full body and the auric field at the moment, but also in the heart specifically. I'm glad you're having a good day. That's normal too. Yes, hi John, how are you? Definitely. Thank you for asking, and thank you for being here. Thank you for the rose. Ooh, I'm feeling some tugging at the solar plexus for some of you. Oh? Hi Michelle, how are you? I'm glad that you find this calm. Thank you for following. I'm glad you're having a good day. You're feeling it in the sacral? Yes, I'm feeling it massively in the solar plexus. Oh, Diane, I'm glad you're back. He's asleep. I love that. Oh, Michelle, I'm glad that this helps with your insomnia. We worked through that one, but there are some other pressure points, so to speak, that we need to work through. Yes, I'm feeling it from basically massively in the heart, more in the throat, and this in between the sacral and the root, but I'm going to say it's the sacral. It's basically the throat down, but mostly in the heart. It's like a huge pinching feeling. Thank you for following. Kai, you've seen Whisper in the chat before, right? You know about it. You know about her. John, have you seen those TikToks about the goth girlfriends that like to bite their partner because it's their sign of affection? That's kind of how Whisper is. I don't know why they do that, but it's like a weird love language. I'm so sorry, Sarah. Well, you're safe here. Feel free to talk about anything. Kinda. Yeah, I figured. Oh, Laura, I hope you get some good sleep. Max. Mia, try to be hopeful for the future. Cats are great. Oh, oh no, Mia. I'm so sorry. Coons, I got really warm there. Okay, what do we need right now? Thank you for following. Jade, gotcha. Have a good night. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. Definitely make sure you guys are hydrating. Thank you for following. And thank you guys for all the likes. Thank you for following. You can cleanse crystals in a lot of different ways, actually. Depending on the crystal, though, so look up if they're water safe or not. Some of them also cannot go in salt. But certain crystals, for example, any of the quartz, you can cleanse in water. I would not recommend putting any crystal like malachite, black tourmaline, selenite, or satin spar, or desert rose, which are all gypsums, except for the black tourmaline. Black kyanite shouldn't go in water either. In water, definitely don't do that. They can either be really toxic or not good. But you can cleanse any crystal by putting them in dirt and or on soil. So if you have any house plants and the soil is dry and you know that the crystals are not water safe, you can still put them in your plant, but I would be careful. Don't water the plant with those in them. You can charge them and cleanse them under the full moons. You can just put them in your windowsill with the moon energy coming through, or you can put them outside if it's not raining, anything like that. You can use selenite and or satin spar to cleanse your other crystals. Let's see. Yeah, so water, running water specifically is a better option for cleansing. If they are water safe, putting them in your plants, putting them in your garden, putting them outside. If you put them out in the full moon, if you leave them out in the sunshine even, solar energy can charge your crystals even more. And then, yeah. Oh yeah, sound cleansing, thank you, Caffeinated. I'm sitting here going through the process. I'm like, which ones am I forgetting? If you want to sound cleanse, you can use anything from sound, just like chalking your crystals to cleanse them. You can use witch's breath, which is just you're blowing on them. Incense, smoke cleansing. Yeah. You might want to leave them out multiple days in a row then, love. But I would do something a little bit stronger than maybe the full moon. Yes, clapping your hands would work, because sound cleansing. Screech like a pterodactyl if you want to. I make that joke quite a lot. Yes, witch's bells. I use driftwood and I clank them together. Things like that, yeah. Chalking. I don't know what that is, but I'm allergic to chalk, so I don't know that method. Maybe? Oh, rice is a good one. Salt is not as, it's not as abrasive as salt, so yeah, it'd be a good one. Yes, Max. Yes. You black salt your house for protection? I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and use some black kyanite again in the heart space. Oh, another thing, you can burn cinnamon sticks for cleansing. You can also use it for abundance, but you can use it for cleansing and banishing things out of your home. So just so you guys know, if you don't want to use Palo Santo and you don't want to use incense, you can use that. Rhodochrosite. I'm thinking of rhodonite, so it's not the same one. Let me go ahead and find out for you. Sarah, that's normal. Moonstone is good for emotional balance. It's good for hormonal soothing and balancing. It's good for helping with negative thoughts. It's good for helping with sleep. It's good for intuition connection and psychic enhancement, things like that. It looks like rhodochrosite is mostly good for the heart space and the solar plexus. It empowers you. It helps heal from past trauma and past issues, including past life issues. Good for grounding, it looks like, even though it's not for the root. It's a compassion stone, good for nurturing and healing the inner child. It's also said to attract romance and love. I would probably use it for self-love and love purposes, because it's also good for overcoming the past. And then it's known as a compassion stone. Please make sure you are all drinking water and or other hydrating fluids. For some of you, your inner child wants you to drink apple juice. That's actually pretty funny. Some of you need to take your vitamin C, especially if you notice people around you getting sick. Max, that's adorable. No, no. You can drink the adult juice, but you have to make sure you're also drinking water. Dante. Whisper, everyone needs vitamin C. Unless you have an overabundance of vitamin C, which is a different type of issue. In other words, you guys, children, take your vitamins. Sophia, by doing things that they would love and enjoy, and actually embracing your emotions and actually accepting them and forgiving them. That sounds amazing in Tune Reiki. I'm gonna do some light plucking real quick. Just remove some of the yucky cords, Sophia, and the blockages in some cases. It's okay to cry if those emotions come forward. It is. Dante, I love that. Make sure you say that you're dedicating the apple juice to your inner child, though. Ooh. Let your inner kid out of the cage. Stop boxing them. I know it can be scary to face those emotions, but you wouldn't want to keep that kid in there. That would just be cruel. I love that, Janine. Me too, Sarah. It can be really difficult to face that trauma and to heal from it. Dante. I would take that as a just like, oh, you're thinking of me kind of moment. Take deep breaths. Sophia, we're actually going to be wrapping it up basically right now. We're going to do an energy cleanse and then energy protection, and then we are going to hop off for the evening, you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I'm so glad that I got to see and talk to all of you as usual. If you are interested in a reading from me, I will be doing readings tomorrow on live, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as per usual. If you guys are interested in joining, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, if you want a reading from me and you don't want it to be on live, you can go to the link in bio and we can do it there. I do have tarot and oracles available for when it comes to the readings. If I have the energy tomorrow, we will be back to doing energy readings as well. For those of you who don't know what an energy reading is, it is more or less where I scan your energy and I tell you what comes through and what messages your spirit guides come through your energy and what your chakras are basically saying in that moment. It says a lot. Thank you, you guys. I very much appreciate you all for being here. Thank you, Adrian. I hope you also have a good night. We're going to go ahead and do the energy protection first because we all know we need some shielding. We're going to go ahead and start with the big black obsidian, and then we're going to use black tourmaline and bloodstone. Of course, Catherine. Yes. Thank you for being here. It was good to see you, Kai. I hope you have a wonderful night. We're gonna go ahead and use black tourmaline now, and then we'll be using bloodstone. Yes, bloodstone's good for circulation. It's also known as the warrior stone. It's good for complete protection against negativity, and it's good for inner strength. It's a great crystal. Yes. A lot of people also mistake it for dragon's blood, which is different. It might be Catherine. It's good for a lot, to be honest. I would say inner strength and courage fall hand in hand with confidence as well. At least I personally definitely associate them together. Perfect. Okay. And then the bloodstone, which you can see is a very nice red with black. So it could be. It's mostly, from what I know, it's good for the heart and the circulation system, the circulatory system. Whisper. Thank you for following. Thank you for following. Alright, you guys, and with that we are hopping off for the night. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed the Reiki Healing Lives and you want to have more of them, you can join us every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, usually at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, though sometimes we'll be starting later like we did today. I will usually post about it, and if I can't do the live, I will also usually post about it, but thank you guys so much for being here. It was great to see you, great to meet some of you, and I hope to see you next time. I love you, be safe, drink lots of water, and make sure you're taking care of yourself. Get something nice to eat, treat yourself, do some really nice self-care tonight, okay? I love you, be safe, and I'll catch you guys next time.